There are thousands of DOS games. Most of them are terrible. I play one selected at random with a 20-minute time limit and record it live. This is the result. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Random DOS Game Show. And this week we are looking at a game called The Abbey by Art LaFrana. This is the Shareware version made in 1993. I'm going to press enter. We are greeted with a prompt. Please pick a color for your text. You can change the color at any time by entering color. Oh, that's kind of a neat little quality of life feature that you don't see every day this would probably come as no surprise to the viewers. This is a interactive fiction text adventure game of some description. And there's a bunch of different colors to pick from. Looks like light gray is the default. Presumably looks like the text that's on the screen right now. But interesting, there's also a black option. A real challenge. Yeah, I bet. Black on black. I'm sure that's exceedingly difficult. So this could also be a rare instance of a text adventure game having multiple difficulties. But you know what? I think I might actually go with yellow. That's probably nice and bright, I would wager. Oh yeah, look at that. I think we'll be fine with this. Without any further ado, let's check out the intro. It was the late spring of 1347 when the king sent his messengers and castle guards to escort you back to the palace. As one of the leading scholars of your time, you are accustomed to being called upon by the king, but never has there been sent such an array of people to get you. Once at the castle, you are stunned by the fact that the Pope is also there. We have a most unfortunate situation at Montglane, said the king. Have you heard? Your Highness, I have heard of a tragic fire and the destruction of a vast collection of books, you answer. Not so great as rumored, said the Pope, but tragic nonetheless. We have moved all of the monks from the abbey at Montglane, but they have left behind all the earthly goods save for a few treasures, he continued. Over the last few centuries, we seem to have, lost track of the location of some of the priceless treasures within the walls. All but 10 have been recovered. We do not know what they are or where they are, the Pope added. We depend on you to go find them, said the king, and we know you are up to the task. You shall leave immediately. This is for the king, the church, and France, adds the counselor. Your Majesty, I would be honored, you reply. The king dismisses you, and you bow and turn to leave. You will be briefed by the various officials. As you kiss the Pope's ring, he grips you tightly by the shoulder and has a grave look on his face. There is something very wrong at the Abbey, he whispers in your ear. God save you from the evil. You are chilled to the bone by his words. Later, as you travel the long and dusty trail on foot, you ponder on the parting words of one of the officials. Never before has so great a task been set before a mortal. There are more things in heaven and earth than have ever been dreamt of. But you speak of earthly goods, these treasures, you answered. At this he gives a harsh laugh and said that if you come back, you might wish to rethink your words. Lost in thought, you suddenly stop and look ahead to the Abbey. Ooh, okay, so we got a pretty intriguing introduction here. Things may not be as they seem, and sounds like that danger is afoot, and we're heading straight towards it. So anyway, you are standing on a windswept path. Up ahead in the distance, you see the Abbey. It looks as impressive as you imagined it would. The path forks off here. One path leads north and the other northeast. The path also leads south, back towards the town. Let's try heading north, for starters. The northward path turns towards the east. Pretty tall trees line the path. The path ends here at the gate. Before you stands a massive wall. A wooden gate is in the wall directly in front of where the path ends. There is a 6-inch square hole in the wall. The path leads back towards the west. There is a rope hanging out of the hole. Okay. Can we get the rope? You can't get that. Okay. Can we pull it? You pull the rope and the gate swings open. Okay. So, okay, that's just the same description as before. So we haven't actually passed through the gate yet. So if the northward path turns towards the east, I guess we're heading east. Yep. Standing just inside the gate, you are amazed at the size of the abbey. Off in the distance, towards the east, stands the church. Buildings line the inner walls on both sides and then curve around behind the church along the east wall. Far off in the northeast corner stands a tower. Within its walls was one of the most extensive libraries in the world. Before the fire, over 7 million books were said to have been there in every language ever spoken. The main walkway leads east. Paths also lead north and south. Okay, I guess we'll keep along the main walkway for now. The meditation grove is a quiet little place just west of the cloister. A fountain, fed by an artesian spring from higher ground, is flowing here. The little pool at the base of the fountain is full of shimmering water. Stone benches sit in the shade of beautiful trees, and the smell of flowers drifts in the breeze. Exits lead north, south, east, and west. So water is in all caps. Can we drink the water? You can't drink that. Okay. Well, can we get the water? What are the commands? Let's see. Okay. Examine, get or take, pull, push, tie, drop, put, open, close, light, extinguish, and many others. So it doesn't list all of them. All right, so this might be a bit trial and error-y, but let's try. Oop. Okay, and there's information for registering, and so we're back to the meditation grove. Can we swim in the pool? Run that by me again, please. No. Okay. That was worth a try, I suppose. I guess for now we'll just keep heading east. Maybe make a mental note of that meditation grove, though, in case we need to get back to it. This is the cloister. Marble archways span high above you. It is very open and airy in here, but it is protected from the rain by the ceiling high overhead. To the west is a little grove. The east path leads into a massive archway, while a small doorway leads north. To the south, the doorway leads into the structure. Well, do we stay on the path heading east into the archway, or do we go through the small doorway? To the south, the doorway leads into a structure. I'm kind of curious about the structure. Let's head south. You are in a small, modest-looking building. A few cots and chairs are scattered about. Okay, well, looks like this isn't very much here. So let's go back. Maybe the small doorway to the north. You are at the west end of a hallway. Doorways lead north and south, and the hallway continues east. Many statues and paintings line the walls. Okay, this sounds like it might be promising. You are in the famous North Chapel. It is here that most of the services are held. It is very colorful and yet at the same time somber. Wooden pews are set up in 4 rows of 30 pews in each row. Each pew could hold as many as 5 people comfortably. A large altar lines the east wall. Exits are to the north, south, and west. Can we approach the altar? How about just altar? Examine altar. The altar is bare. It is made of stone and covers the entire wall. Okay, so I guess there's nothing particularly noteworthy at the altar itself. So I guess we'll head back out. Oops, I can't go that way. The west is a giant archway. That's right. We need to head west back out. So I guess we'll just keep heading east, I guess. This is the vast entrance hall. Yeah. Okay, so this looks like it's somewhere new. This is the vast entrance hall. Frescoes adorn the ceilings and walls. Statues are everywhere. To the west is a giant archway. A large doorway leads north. A smaller doorway leads east. Guess we'll keep heading east. You've entered the East Chapel. It is a very dark and depressing place. The pews are in 6 rows of 9. A small altar is along the east wall. So we got another altar. So we're in another chapel. So the altar is bare, it is very small, and you notice scuff marks on the floor around the base. Oh. Examine scuff marks. You see nothing special. Okay. So it's slightly different at this altar, but still looks like it's nothing too interesting. So maybe I've headed back out. Let's go back actually. Let's see. Can we get back to the very start? Yeah, so I'm back where I were at the start. And let's try the northeast path this time around. A little path winds its way between some rocks. You are standing before a large mound of waste that has been dumped from above. The smell is overpowering. Ugh. All right, a path leads west and back to the southwest. Okay, can we examine the mound? It is a 6-foot mound of rotting garbage. Probably don't want to get the garbage, but I'm going to try anyway. You can't get that. That's fine. We're probably fine with that. So a path leads west and back to the southwest. So let's try heading west. You are at the base of the cliff. High above stands the Abbey. You nervously look upward, afraid someone might dump some garbage over the edge. About 10 feet above you is a 4-foot hole in the cliff. A worn path leads east. Okay. Examine hole. You see nothing special. Examine cliff. Can we jump off the cliff? No. All right. The worn path leads east. Is that going to take us back? Yeah. I wonder if we head west, the base of the cliff. No, okay. I'm just seeing if there's a way to fall off the cliff, but doesn't look like it. Okay, so for now, okay, I'm going to go ahead and call it here because we're already more than halfway through the timer. And given the complexity of the various paths and directions, if I was serious about tackling this on my own time, this would be around the time that I would bust out the pen and paper and start jotting down notes and directions and points of interest so that I wouldn't get lost. But let me just go ahead, I'll restart the game, I'll meet you folks back at the title screen, and I'll give you my thoughts. So that's the Abbey, and I admittedly didn't get very far, but this seems like a pretty decent text-adventure game based off of these initial impressions. It's well written, and the intro provides a nice hook for the player, it piques their curiosity, it's full of intrigue and hinting at danger and has possible ramifications at the highest levels of the French and papal governments. Now, if I was to levy a potential critique of this game so far, it's that it might be a bit on the obtuse side. Like, for instance, I couldn't find a list of all the possible actions that you can perform in the game. But at the same time, I feel like people who are fans of this genre will probably be able to figure out what to do and where to go without too much assistance. So yeah, not the most beginner-friendly text-adventure game out there, and it probably won't win over any new converts, pun intended. But if text-adventure games are your jam, then you're probably going to enjoy this title. And if you want to see more Random DOS game coverage, be sure to check out the other videos on the channel, as well as Lonnie's original run in our playlists. And if you like what you see, consider subscribing. That's all for now, and until next time, take care everyone.